Coming up on today's episode of Technoid, Apple and Microsoft plus Fortnite violations and crap going on at the App Store. What the hell happened? I'm going to talk about everything that happened this weekend and possibly is going to continue for a while. Also on today's episode, the S20 Fan Edition is coming out, and I am going to really ask the question, how many more versions of the same phone are we getting at this point? And lastly, a couple of updates in regards to a couple of videos coming in the future. All of that on today's episode, so stay tuned. Yo, what's happening everybody? Michael here, welcome back to Technoid. It's been a while since I've been behind here and my hair is all over the place today. Welcome back everyone, it is great to be behind the camera again, back to performing Technoid. I want to thank you all for giving me the chance to entertain you with the new show, Let's Be Real. For those of you that watched it, thank you for the support. For those of you that haven't seen it, I've created a playlist in my profile so you could check it out if you want to catch up on the show. But I got a lot of questions asking me, why are you filming on a couch? Why are you not behind a monitor or something more professional? Well, it's simple. If I caved in like everybody else, all my episodes would look like these morons. Mike, are you sure you want to say that? I mean, I know I'm your camera guy, but are you sure that's a good idea?
Yeah, what happened to those guys trying to come after you and they watched this episode?
Well, it's simple, guys. Honestly, I don't need to say much. I'll just let George St. Pierre and Michael Bisping's conference say it for me.
I want to make
No one gives a f***. No one gives a f***, Josh.
Okay.
Whatever you say.
Alright, do your show.
Thank you. So that's why I don't film in front of a screen. But anyway, welcome back everyone. Now today's episode is going to consist of two stories and two stories only. The main story is going to be the S20 Fan Edition, and then of course we're going to talk about this whole situation with Apple. So enough chattering, enough talking. Again, returning subscribers, thank you as always. Hit the like button. To new people joining on, if you like the content, you like what I bring to the table, consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on your notifications so you don't miss when I upload. All that out of the way, let's get it going. So the first story up, the one that's going to take a little bit of time, and I want to get to the most important parts, the whole situation with Apple and their App Store. Now, as you know, Apple is notoriously known for the App Store's tax, and really everything going on is really kind of their own playground. And as you know, there have been a lot of news in the recent weeks in regards to Microsoft and now Fortnite, Epic Games. I'm going to try to break down everything that happened, and then I'll give my stance of where I stand on this. So for starters, let's start with the first issue, Microsoft. So a while back, there was a report saying that Apple kicked Microsoft's game streaming service off of the App Store. A lot of speculation and reasons came out saying that they were doing this to kind of make people not pay for Microsoft Game Pass and a couple of other things in there. Apple came out with a statement, which obviously you guys have heard by now, and a lot of YouTubers are on Apple's side. But for this one, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of not on Apple's side because this feels like an undermove. Everyone says, oh, but Apple has their own service, why would they want to compete? Well, if that was the case, then why are there other services on the App Store that just compete just as much as Apple, but you don't see them taking action on them? It's just because it's Microsoft. If Sony were to come out with something like that, you would probably bet they'll kick Sony off, wouldn't you? Probably, and probably not. But for this case with Microsoft, because Apple knew that this was already a gaming service they came out with, and because they're trying to sell things on the App Store, you can understand why, but I don't agree with that one. I feel that Microsoft should be able to basically, have their app and platform service available to users. And whether or not you think I'm wrong or right, that's up to you. But the next one, I am actually on the opposite side. So this one is the most recent one. As you know, Epic Games, Fortnite was kicked off of the App Store. Now, it started with Apple because Epic Games released an update where you can buy VC bucks and things like that through the app and avoiding the Apple tax because, as you know, they don't want to get taxed. They don't want to pay that fee. And as a result, Apple got really pissed and kicked them off the App Store as well. And then Epic Games hit them with a lawsuit. Now that seems to be really going to be progressing because then after Apple did that, Google turned around and kicked them off the App Store as well because they also tried to cut Google's tax as well. And the only place left on the market for Epic Games is the Samsung App Store, their Galaxy App Store. Now, a lot of people are on Epic Games' side. They feel that Apple's being a monopoly, but for this one particular reason, I'm actually on Apple and Google's side. Now, it's kind of really two people, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to focus on Apple alone because that's where the most headlines are. The reason why I'm on Apple's side is because Epic Games tried to avoid paying the taxes, but here's what I don't understand. You see, you're on the platform making it for Apple users. Did you expect it to be free? This is the same situation we fell into with Spotify. Spotify wanted to avoid Apple's taxes, so then they made a whole rant. But again, you're using the service. You're providing your service to Apple users. You're expected to pay. You can't just make your stuff and put it on for free. I understand that 30% may be a lot of money to a lot of people, but that's the policy. If Apple enforces that's what you have to pay or that's what they take out, that's the rule. You can't oblige by that, or you can't just say, oh, we're not gonna do that. You can't just take it for free. And I don't understand why people are defending Epic Games. I understand they have to make money, and I understand it's a popular game, but you can't just use the App Store or the Play Store and expect not to be taking a cut out of that. So I'm on Apple's side with this and also Google's side, because both of them have to run the App Store and they have to run their services and still make money off this. And if Epic Games wants to say, oh, well, we want to do this for free, oh, we're being charged, this is a monopoly, then we'll see how long it lasts in court and we'll see what happens. But that's the rules and policies. So for that situation, I'm actually on Apple's side. But let me know your thoughts down below. Whose side are you on with this? And again, like I said, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, hey, so be it. And last story, the main story, and then I'm going to end the episode. Sorry if I took so long on the Apple news, but the main story is the S20 Fan Edition. Now, for a while now, there have been a lot of rumors and possibilities of this so-called Fan Edition of the S20. Basically what it is a cheaper version of the S20 line. Now, even though this phone is not technically available in the United States, it will mostly be available in the third world countries. I gotta ask the question, why? Like seriously, what is the point? I understand if this were some sort of, a budget version, or maybe it was a different variant model. But Samsung already has those variants, the A51, A71. You've also got last year's flagships that kind of help make up. So I don't particularly understand what's so Fan Edition. It's supposed to be cheaper. It's supposed to appeal the mass consumers in the poorer countries because it will cut back on design and build quality. But again, the A series, the M series, there are so many Samsung phones that are available. Taking a look at this phone particularly, it will have the flagship specs. It will have the 865, it will have 5G reportedly, but it will cut back on the design and also some of the camera quality. But again, I still don't understand exactly where this falls in line. I'm still kind of confused because last year Samsung did the same thing with the S10 Lite and the Note 10 Lite, and you can see as well how that sold. I don't kind of understand where Samsung's going with this. I understand they have to appeal and they have to please a certain market, they have to make money, but you have so many other phones. Why do you need a so-called light edition to kind of appeal the mass? And if it's just to make up for maybe a lineup or something, I don't know. It is confusing. I don't get it. Maybe some of you can explain it better to me, but the way I look at it is like this. Having so many variety of choice is a nice thing. It's a really nice thing when you can have a variety of choice. The problem is when you already have so many phones to help back up those phones. You have your premium flagship experience, you have your mid-range, and then your entry level. The premiums are the S and the Note series. The mid-ranges are the A series. The entry level are the M series. How many much more phones does Samsung need to add to this lineup? And I'm not saying this phone is terrible. If anything, it probably is going to be an alright phone. My issue is that there are already enough Samsung phones on the market. I don't understand why they keep making more and more. Listen, at the end of the day, all I'm going to say is this. If you think that this is the right way to go for Samsung, if you think this is the right thing, hey, be my guest, but I'm going to just say it like it is. It's confusing, and I don't expect it to come to the United States. I don't think it will. It'll probably be available in Korea, South Korea preferably. And that's really it for the S20 Fan Edition. I'll definitely be covering it. I'll definitely be keeping you guys up to date, but this one is really, really confusing. Yeah, and that's it for today's episode of Technoid. Now guys, again, I apologize that I didn't spend a majority of the video focusing on the S20 Fan Edition because the Apple story was mostly heavy. I wanted to make that the main story, but something told me to just switch it over to Samsung for the main one. So I apologize in advance if you guys felt that it was too short of time. I promise that won't happen again. But again, thank you for watching, guys. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and peace!